Hello, hello, friends. I'm here, but I'm having a little camera trouble. Took me a hot minute to get that up. Oh, yay, we're all set now. Hello, hello, friends. You have found me, Grace, here at the Comfy Nest with Grace. It is Wednesday and it is craft kit day. So we are doing the Hello Pumpkin craft kit. Let me see if I can get that a little bigger for you. Yes, look at that beauty. Okay, so this is the Cat Craft Kit of the month, made available first to the Craft Therapy Club members, and I do that at the first of the month. And there are generally limited quantities on these. I do still have a few left of these, but I give Craft Therapy Club members the first go at purchasing them, and then I make them available to the public, to everybody else who are non-members. Craft Therapy Club members get a discount when they purchase the kit. Everybody else pays full price. Um, but the kit is under $10 if you want to grab it. You're going to get an 8x8 surface. You're going to get some metallic infused jute rope to hang with. You are going to get some heat and bond paper. If you've never used this, I'm going to show you how to use this now. And you're going to get your graphic. It's all printed out for you and ready to go. So it's a stack of colorful pumpkins on a background that is burlap, and it actually translates beautifully on printed paper. And we're going to put this on it's just like a little home decor project using heat and bond. Have you ever used heat and bond? Who are my fabric crafters out there? Hey, Debbie, how are you? Hello, Paula. Paula knows what heat and bond is. I'm pretty darn sure of it. My little quilting connoisseur. And there's Mary. Hello, Mary, and Rita and Misty Harrington's here. Hey, look at all the girls are here. Yes, members get a discount. Yes, you get first dibs on the craft kit of the month, and you get a discount. So this has been happening for about 7 months. This is the 7th monthly kit that I'm offering, first to Craft Therapy Club members and then to everybody else. So thank you to everybody who's supporting the page by purchasing from the shop. I do appreciate you all so much. Hey, Debbie Muller, how are you? Denise is here. Hey, North Dakota friend. Who else is from North Dakota, or where are you coming in from? Jean is a new Craft Therapy Club member. So Jean was able to get this kit at a discount. I'm happy to share it with all of you. What you're going to need, you probably need your sanding block. Let me tell you what you're going to need. A sanding block is a good idea. You're going to need a small iron. So I'm using my little craft iron, this little Dodo Dum it's called. I got the no name version. Well, it's not no name. It's called Dodo Dum. You guys always laugh when I tell you. It works great. It's just a little, I used to use my regular iron that I have in my laundry room for ironing shirts and pants. And I used to use that, but it's so big and clumsy on my table because I have very limited space. So I did end up going to this, and I love it because it comes with this little silicone base that you put it on. So no matter what your surface is safe to have that sitting nice and flat. You know, with my standard clothing iron, it always sat like this, and it's, of course, like 12 inches high. And I would burn myself on the edges of it as I was working on my table because it was so big and cumbersome in the way it sat on my table. I love this little thing. The cord's rather long. It's in my Amazon store if you're wondering. I got the knockoff brand because it was so much cheaper than the name brand ones. And it's been working great. So I'm really happy with it. Hello in Oklahoma, my friend Vicky. Hello, Darla. I don't know who this is. Somebody coming in from Arizona, northeastern Arizona. Well, welcome, friend. You've used heat and bond. Yay. So Debbie knows the magic of heat and bond. Mary does too. She's been using it for decades. If this person hasn't used it yet, well, I'm going to show you how easy it is to use. Diana's never used it. It is so easy. So easy. You got enough. So it comes in, you can buy it in sheets or you can buy it in rolls, depending on how much you need, how much you use. And it comes in a light version and a heavy duty version. And I won't get into all that. The piece that I sent to everybody in the kit is big enough to cover our graphic. And then we're going to heat set it on to our board. And then that's it. And then we're going to do the jute hanger. This is like such a simple project, you guys. It's such a simple project. Hey, Anita, how are you? Hello, Nancy. She's coming in from Oregon. Thanks for visiting. Thanks, guys. I appreciate you all being here. Um, let's see. I probably have some really cute little banners I could put across the screen or little notices like fluff the nest. That means share this out there. There are so many ways you guys can support creative businesses like mine, like anybody that you're following. One way is to share our content. We sometimes say fluff the nest, spread the blessings, spread the grace. Here at the Comfy Nest, we say it a few different ways. Excuse me while I get my little my little stool to sit on. You can also hit the like button on our videos. That's one free way that you can support our pages. Say hello in the comments. All of those things really help us. It helps us get pushed out so that more people see us. The more commenting, the more people that hit that little like button, the more you do that for us, the more Facebook will show us to other people because it shows, hey, look at all these folks are liking this content and commenting on it. So it must be good stuff. So they'll show it to more people like you and me, Crafty Chicks. So I appreciate any of that support. You can support the page by becoming a Facebook subscriber. It's $2 a month to support the page. And I go live weekly, exclusive content just for those folks who are doing that as a way of thanking them for supporting the page for $2 a month. It's like less than a cup of fancy coffee for sure. So I do appreciate all of you who are doing that. And lastly, you can become a member of the Craft Therapy Club. And Craft Therapy Club members, I just explained to you, they get first dibs on the kits. They get a discount anytime they shop on the website. They get lots of perks, lots of live action happening inside that private group. They get this free printable. They get a download. They can download this and print it out as many times as they want. Anybody else, if you want to, you can buy just the download, just this graphic that I created. You can buy that in the shop. But if you're a Craft Therapy Club member, you don't have to buy it. You get it for free. So there are lots of perks to being a member, and that's one of the great ways that you can support us here at the Comfy Nest with Grace, support me, support my family, all that jazz. Let's get to crafting. It's going to be super fun making this kit together. I got to turn my little iron on, and then we're going to talk about this heat and bond. And I wonder, sometimes I staple my ties on. Sometimes I hot glue them on. So I don't know what I'm going to do today, but you did get a jute rope tie. Honestly, personally for me, a lot of times when I have small home decor projects, I don't commit to hanging them on walls. These become shelf sitters. So I'll, prop it up on my mantle. I've 3 mantles in my house. So plenty of mantle space for me to prop this up with, because it's such a cute fall design, with some candles or fall little pumpkins or other like acorns, things that pine cones, anything that you think would match well with this pumpkin design. I tend to prop a lot of things rather than putting holes in the walls throughout my house, but it comes with the jute rope so you can hang it if you'd like to. If you would like to. All right, wait, I lost your comments here for a second. Let me see if I can see everybody. Hey, Teresa. Teresa's a new crafter. Woo-hoo, girl. Welcome to this awesome community of creative, crafty chicks that hang out regularly here at the Comfy Nest of Grace. I'm so happy you're here from Virginia. I live in North Dakota, so we're kind of a ways from each other. My sister called me from Florida this morning and she said, what's the temperature there? And I had to ask, the little machine over there. She said it's 41. It's 41 here in North Dakota. What's it like in Virginia? I was in Virginia, not this summer, but the summer before for my family reunion. I'm from the East Coast. And it was blazing hot. We were there in July and it was blazing hot. Oh, my little dodo dum is telling me it's ready. It's ready to go when I am. You guys are going to be shocked how fast and easy this heat and bond makes this project. It's shockingly fast and easy. Hey, Nancy. Anita's here. Hello, hello. Okay, so it would also help you to have on hand. Let's go big on the table cam here. Hey, Mary. So it would also help you to have some kind of. Okay, I have a glass. I know the ring light reflection isn't great, but I have this glass table cover, and that is really nice to use when you are using a heating element. Whoops, a heating element, because you want to protect your wood table. I have a plastic cover on my table, so I absolutely have to protect that. But this is a tempered glass, so it can handle a bit of heat. So I'm going to use that. You could also use these craft mats, these Teflon craft mats for iron projects. They are heat. They can handle the heat, number one, and they will also protect your surface, and they'll protect your iron. I feel like it's really important to protect your iron from getting glues on them. You can clean it. You can buy an iron cleaner to clean the surface of your iron from the sticky glue. I really love using the Teflon mats because then it solves, I don't have to clean. It solves the cleaning issue. If you don't have a Teflon mat, you can also use parchment paper. Just grab yourself a piece of parchment paper. I always have this in the drawer next to me because regular baking paper, parchment paper is also a really good tool to put between your project with the glue and your iron to protect your iron from getting any gooey glue on it. I mean, it's just a pain in the rear. Let's just put it that way. It's a pain to clean it. So the way this Heat and Bond works, it has a flat side that looks like regular paper. And you may or may not have the little imprint of the brand Heat and Bond. Actually, I have a roll of it right here. Let me roll over to the other table in my room and grab it. Okay, so Heat and Bond. This is a roll of Heat and Bond. Okay, so it comes either in a roll or, like I said, you can buy it flat, but you can buy a lot of it. See? And it has imprinted on it the name of the material, Heat and Bond Light. This is a Heat and Bond Light. And it has, those of you who bought the kit, take a minute to, just before you do anything, you have to note that there are two sides to this. This is the flat side that it may or may not, the section that you got that I cut up for you may or may not have the little stamp on it. But one side is flat like regular paper. And you'll notice immediately when I turn it over, the other side is shiny. It's shiny. And not only is it shiny, but it has a texture. It has like a weave to it, which is kind of bumpy. That's your glue. That is your glue. The shiny side with the texture is your glue. Okay. And what we want to do with our iron, we are going to transfer that glue side, the shiny side, onto the back of our pretty Hello Pumpkin graphic. Okay. So the piece of Heat and Bond that you got is just big enough to cover the back of your Hello Pumpkin graphic. The reason we want it on the back is, think about this. When it's time to transfer this graphic onto our surface, whether it's a board or fabric or whatever, glass, whatever you want to put it on, you are going to need the glue on the back side of your graphic. So we want the glue side, the shiny side, the textured side, touching the white part, the back of our graphic. And we are going to iron it on. We're actually going to melt that glue until it sticks to our paper. Okay, so we're going to stick the two of them together. So if you trust me in this process, I want you to stick the back side of your graphic, and this would work with any paper that you have, the back or fabric. It works with fabric. That's what it's made for. The back side of your decorative paper to the glue side, the weaved side, the shiny side of your Heat and Bond. And we are going to glue those together. Now, to make sure I don't get any glue on my glass, I am going to put, you could put parchment paper down, then your Heat and Bond, and then your pretty graphic. And then I could put the parchment paper on top. Okay, this is protecting my table. The parchment paper is going to protect my iron. Make sure though that you are covering, that they're lined up so that the back of your Hello Pumpkin is getting all the glue it can on it. Okay. So, and then we're just gonna heat it up with an iron. This reminds me so much of, I'm gonna actually turn this up. Oh, it's already turned up one more. Let's see. Yeah. This reminds me so much of using Mod Podge. You know, a lot of people that like to use the iron-on method with napkins, where you put Mod Podge on your wood surface, you let it dry, and then you put your napkin on top, you put a piece of parchment paper, and then you iron it on, and you're melting that Mod Podge to reactivate it and get it to stick to your napkin and your surface. This is doing the same thing, except the paper is, the Heat and Bond paper is a lot easier to use, and it doesn't take as much time because you don't have to wait for dry time. So we're just, I know the sound isn't lovely. I apologize for that, but just apply a little bit of pressure. So we're doing the same thing with our Heat and Bond and this piece of paper, the graphic that I sent you in the kit or that you can print out at home. We're doing the same thing that you would do with quilt applique. Patty says, I've been so busy with having back surgery, it takes me to get things done. I try to sit down and just relax. Well, good. You just sit down and relax, Patty. You can watch and learn and just file this away as something you might want to try later. Hello, Miss Gail. Thanks for saying hello. I appreciate you being here. Mary says it's a delightful 78 where she is. Nice. That sounds like a great temperature. 73 for Missy and Missouri. That's awesome. Okay, I'm not moving anything. I'm going to put my hand down solidly on one half of this, and I'm going to peel back the layers and see, did it stick? Yes, it's stuck. Let's just see. I'm going to check in a couple of places. Down here, it's not stuck. So see how they're still separated? So I'm going to put this back down, and I'm going to focus on my bottom because it looks like it needs a little bit more heat. A little more ironing action. It just takes a little time to heat up that glue on the Heat and Bond and transfer it onto the back of your paper. This stuff is amazing. It basically makes a sticker out of any piece of fabric or paper that you want to stick onto something. As long as you can use heat on that material or that, what we would call in art, we would say your medium. As long as the thing that you're trying to stick down and use the Heat and Bond on, as long as it can handle the heat, you can do this process. Okay, I think it's stuck everywhere. I'm going to remove this and I'm checking and it's pretty much stuck. Okay, I have a little bubble right there. So let's put it down one more time. Like right in here, I have this little air bubble right there. I want to make sure that the glue transfers as best as possible onto my pumpkin paper. You love Heat and Bond, Tamara? Hey, you guys. So Tamara, I know Tamara is a Craft Therapy Club member. You have been for such a long time. Thank you for being such a great supporter. But she also has her own business page. Did you guys know this? She was our guest crafter in the Craft Therapy Club last month. And Tamara, make sure you share your business page link with all the ladies so they can go over and check you out and follow your creative page. I love to do that for my creative sisters who are supporting me. It just makes me so happy to be able to have you meet new people too when you're hanging out here on the page. So thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member of the club. Thanks for all of that. Yes, you can use it on other materials. Okay, let's see. I'm just going to start. What we're going to, you can see this little extra piece of Heat and Bond. There's just like a 1/4 inch right there. You can still see it's still shiny because the glue is still on there. But if this worked, when we peel this apart, the glue is no longer on this paper backing. The glue has transferred onto my paper. And I don't know if you're going to be able to see this, but you can see how this is shiny now. That is that layer of glue. I transferred it with the heat from the backing onto my Hello Pumpkin. Okay, so when you peel this back slowly, what you're looking for is that your glue has transferred, and now my regular piece of paper has become shiny with that weave of glue. And look at it, it transferred perfectly. I can pull this back slowly and see that it completely transferred. I have a little excess glue right here. It's not going to get used. You know, it's not going to get used. There's nothing there to stick. So I'm just going to cut that off. You don't even need to cut it off, honestly. but I'm just showing you that little extra piece of glue that was on the Heat and Bond transferred to my Hello Pumpkin paper. And now we can transfer it onto, you can transfer it onto whatever you want. We're going to transfer it onto the board that you got in your kit. Now, what I would say is, before you go putting any heat on this, girls, I know it's very exciting, but just give it a chance, because this pumpkin that I gave you, the surface is 8 by 8 and your pumpkin is just about 8, not quite 8 wide, but so you see, what I want you to do is I want you to make sure that when you position your pumpkin down, it is just going to fit on your board. So look at, when I fold this paper down, you can see that we just get the top of that last pumpkin on there. And when I fold the paper down here, I am just getting the bottom of that pumpkin. It is just going to fit. It's going to look fabulous on the board. Just make sure before you go gluing it down that you didn't glue it. Like if you were to line this up with the bottom of your board, you're going to lose part of the top of your pumpkin, as you can see right here. And I don't want you to lose part of your pumpkin. So you gotta float it down just a little bit. The paper is about a 1/16 of an inch, or maybe a little more than that, bigger than your board on the top and bottom. And then make sure you're centered horizontally. So before you go gluing anything down, I do the little fold test, and it helps me visually see what am I capturing on my 8 by 8 board. See that? Okay, that's good. That's good. The way that I have that centered is great. So back to our parchment paper. And we're going to do the same thing. We're just going to heat it up again. And it is going to transfer that paper right onto the wood. Heat and Bond is a glorious thing, girls. It's a glorious thing. Gail, you've never used it. You might want to invest in a little Heat and Bond. Now, Heat and Bond is the name of this brand of transfer app. It's like applique transfer paper. Okay. Wait, I feel like I need to see you. I feel like I need to make some eye contact. Okay. Applique transfer paper. Basically what we're using. Heat and Bond is the brand name. So if I said to you, go get some tissues, that could be any brand. But if I say get Kleenex, you know, Kleenex is a brand of tissue, right? So same thing here. You can purchase other brands of applique transfer paper. Doesn't have to be Heat and Bond brand. That's the one I've always used because it's the only one I've ever known about. But I'm pretty much guessing that if you went online and shopped for applique transfer paper, you may be able to find other brands. I can't speak to any other brand. I've always used Heat and Bond Light or Heat and Bond, the regular one. There's a heftier version. There's light and then a heftier version. I've always used Heat and Bond Light and it works perfectly. So I've never tried a different brand, but I bet you can find them. If you are a fan of Heat and Bond, give me a shout out in the comments if you've been using it and you can vouch for it like I can. All right, I'm just applying even pressure and trying to hit all the parts. And before we shut off our iron or put it away, before we do anything else, let that cool for a second because you don't want to put your hand right on there. It's still kind of hot. It's generating some heat. But I'm going to peel this back and I'm just going to check for how is it sticking. Yeah, that is completely stuck. Completely stuck. I'm going to go all the way around and check. I think it's pretty stuck, but let's flip it over and check too. Like you can see how well, that little corner right there needs a little heat. I got to check my edges though. Let's check, make sure. Yep, everything's stuck down. Everything's stuck down. Which corner was that? It's mainly this one. So I'm going to come back here and I'm just going to hit that corner with a little extra attention. Someone says I've used Heat and Bond, but always for, but only in sewing. I'm showing you it works with paper. So all these gorgeous digital downloads that you can get from my shop or any shop where you're grabbing digital downloads, printables. Like last year, 2 years ago, I did that cute little cat for Halloween. You could print that out and then just stick it to any wood surface that you have to pop up on a wall somewhere as a decorative element without having to go and spend $30 or $40 on a cute seasonal home decor project. If you can grab a little piece of wood somewhere, fancy or not, doesn't have to be fancy, then, and you have a printable that you can print off at home or have a friend print it off or go to like Office Depot and have them print it off for you, then you can do this. You can do this with Heat and Bond. It's so easy. And it gives you, for those of you that like that really smooth finish on a project, this is going to give it to you. We need to clean up our edges. So that's where our sanding block comes in. I'm going to remove this so I don't get sand all over my really clean new Teflon mat. I do have these in the shop as well. I set them and sell them. They're this size and you get 2 in a pack. I like to have one for painting. And I like to have one always clean for ironing. So I have my painting ones and I have one that's always clean for ironing so that it just saves so I don't have to go through so much parchment paper. Isn't this a great idea, Janet? All right, it's going to get a little noisy with the sanding, but let's do it. We're going to sand off. Actually, I think I'm going to move this out of the way because of the glare. And it is easier for me because I always have joint pain issues, right? So to take a couple of little blocks and I'm going to elevate my board up on the table so that I can put instead of holding the board in the air and trying to get enough leverage to scrape, I'm going to put my boards on a block. Sometimes I hang it off the edge of the table, but that gives me a little room to have that really strong pressure and leverage on those corners for sanding. And we're going to sand right through the paper. We're going to sand right through the Heat and Bond and get nice sharp edges like you would with a napkin project. You see that? See how sharp that edge is and clean? And we're going to do that on all of the edges. Doesn't take much work. And I always go in one motion. You can see I go from the top down. I don't go back and forth. Top down, always top down, and always basically at a 45-degree angle. And that'll pop right off for you. This is such an easy way to do seasonal home decor. I mean, if you really wanted to, girls, we could be super frugal about this. Grab the kit. You'd have the 8x8 board and put your pumpkin on it or whatever design you want on it. Don't put a top coat on it. If it's only going to be up for a couple of months, you know, say this is up for the fall. When you're ready to put something up for Christmas, a Christmas design, you could just sand this paper off and put something new on it if you really wanted to be frugal instead of having multiple boards sitting around the house. But look at you guys. I mean, are you kidding me with how easy and fast that is? We have this great little home decor piece. It's very inexpensive. So the kit that I sold to you guys, it was under $10. Of course, Craft Therapy Club members get a discount. You can still get it in the shop if you go to the craft kit section if you want it. Otherwise, grab whatever board you have on hand, whatever graphic you have on hand. This is a printable download you can buy on my site. You can just buy the download and print it off at home. This is 8x8 size. And then use your Heat and Bond to get that on there. You could always use Mod Podge if you wanted to. It's just a messier, longer process. You would put the Mod Podge on, really thick, nice coat of Mod Podge, 1 or 2 coats, let it dry completely in between coats. Then you would put your paper down, put your parchment paper down and iron that. That works as well. But I wanted to show you another way. I love to introduce you guys to new things that you may have never thought of doing before. And those of you who are, I know those of you who are quilters or fabric crafters, you may already be using Heat and Bond, or maybe you're not. And that's why I love to show you that this is something that you can do. So there you have it. That is our project for the month. Now, like I said, hanger, if you want a hanger, you got a jute rope hanger in your kit. You could staple these onto the back or hot glue them onto the back. Heck, you could tape them onto the back. And this is a very lightweight 8x8. It's hollowed out, so it's not very heavy. and hang it up. I'm not going to hang mine, so I'm not going to use the jute rope. But for those of you who want to hang yours, go ahead and attach your jute rope and away you go. You could add beads to that, pumpkin pumpkin colored beads all the way around your jute rope. That would be super cute. It's just not my style. So I like to prop things up. I'm not going to do the hanger. I've used it, but always for sewing. Debbie says she's used heat and bond to make a book cloth. Very smart. Very smart. Yes, Janet, remember the block idea. It helps if you can just elevate that project up a little bit on something really sturdy. It helps you to get that leverage so that your wrists and your hands and your knuckles and stuff, if you have joint pain issues, for sure that would be helpful to you. Good morning, Miss Susan. I'm so happy you're here. I'm so happy. Thanks, Gail. She's saying it's very cute. Thanks for saying so. So you guys, hold on. There was what was I working on that I thought I need to show you guys? I was working on it with the subscribers. Hold on, girls. I'm looking for the right bin. So yesterday was we did the 18. Oh, I should definitely say that. So yesterday in the artist trading card group, we created artist trading cards with the monthly kit, and these were the cards that I made with yesterday's monthly kit. They're so funny. This one says today was great until people, and it's got a little steampunk kitty. This one says if I play dead, will you go away? Everything that I used to make these came in the ATC mystery box kit. So that's that one. And then Candy, what Candy? And Miss Amanda made these stickers for us and sent them to us in our little box. So today is the last day. If you're a fan of artist trading cards, today is the last day to join to get the November box. And I'm curating that box. So I'm the one putting together those boxes. You'll get, it's usually an envelope. It's not quite a box, but you're going to get an envelope full of supplies. And we create together live in the private group for those members of that group. And then we swap the cards. So it is a really fun group. If you particularly love doing small projects, the artist trading cards are the standard size is 2.5 by 3.5 inches. And generally you use a regular playing card. Like you can use a deck of cards, which I know many of us have. I probably have 2 or 3 decks that are not completely full decks where there's something missing. Those are the perfect cards to use to make your ATCs, your artist trading cards. You don't have to have cards. You can cut out 2.5 by 3.5 inch sections out of watercolor paper or cardstock and use those for your bases. But we use actual cards, and then we do mark the back of them with who made it, when they made it, why they made it, what materials they used, and then we do trade them in the group. So it's been really fun, the swaps and all of the fun in that. If you want to sign, you know what I should do in the comments? Just give me a second to do this. I'm going to give you the link to sign up for that. So if anybody, just in case someone's saying, yes, I want to sign up for that, I want to get the November box and join you guys, you're going to ask me where the link is. So I'm just going to drop it in the comments for those of you that are interested in even learning more. You could go learn about, there are 3 other creative artists who curate that box with me. We take turns curating. So, I got a little error on YouTube, but those of you on Facebook should be able to see that link for sure. If you need it, just private message me and I will send you the link. But there it is. Hello, happy to see you too. I'm so glad you guys are just popping in. Carmela, hello friend. Thanks for saying so. She said, what a fun craft and great info today. You are so very welcome. Thanks for being here, you guys. I am working on several junk journals, which I'm super excited about. I have a whole, I'm up to 13 pages of a digital download that is going to be given to the Craft Therapy Club members next month for a project. It's a digital download for making a junk journal. I'll sell it on my site, but it's going to be, the downloads are made available to members for free. So if those of you who are here in the Craft Therapy Club, I'm so excited about it because I'm designing it to be paper that it's like totally my style. And I can't wait to share it with you guys. I'm super excited about that. So stay tuned for that too. Fixing my distressed jeans with Fabri-Tac. Hey, way to go. Oh, that reminds me. Gannon's got a hole in his bum in his jeans. And he said this morning, Mom, I got a hole. I don't know how I got a hole in my, right near the pocket. I imagine he put something in his pocket that punched a hole through. So I got to fix that today too. I'm so glad. Dude, look at all these ladies saying, I can't wait. I can't wait. Yes, I'm so excited. It's so exciting. I'm working hard on creating some new stuff for you guys for next month. So stay tuned. All right, you guys, thanks for being here. I appreciate you all so much. Tomorrow I'll be live with Lisa. Lisa and I are going to be doing we traded boxes for artist trading card mystery, and we're going to be creating with that stuff tomorrow. So you'll find me tomorrow live with Lisa. Well, I go live and then Lisa goes live, and we traded boxes. So that's going to be really fun. Yes, Lori, I can see your name. Yes, I can see you. Jean says, I used Heat and Bond back in the 80s for fabric applique on t-shirts. It can be used for so many things, Jean, and you know how brilliant it is if you've already used it. So go grab yourself some paper and a wood block and have some fun with it. Otherwise, grab the kit from my site and you'll get this exact project that you can do for home decor for the fall. All right, many blessings, everybody. A short one today, but jam packed full of information. I'll see